Okay, perfect. Let's get started then. So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Sarah Hunter and I'm a talent acquisition manager at HackerJob. Today, I'm going to be the moderator of the Kubernetes Career Growth and Culture Insights from LexisNexis Risk Solutions webinar. So during this online session, we'll discuss the importance of security in Kubernetes, including common security threats, clusters, and workloads. How to land your dream job with a handy step-by-step guide, and the culture, opportunities, and initiatives at LexisNexis Risk Solutions. So just a little housekeeping before we get started. If you do have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box in your Zoom control panel. I'll be able to see them during the presentation and we will have time for questions at the end. Remember, there are no silly questions, so do ask whatever you like. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our speakers. So we have Harika Vida, a site reliability engineer. We have Yue Zheng, a quality engineering lead. And we have Natasha Patel, a senior software engineer. So ladies, it's over to you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me in this webinar today on Kubernetes Security. I'm Harika. I work as a site reliability engineer for LexisNexis. So in this presentation, I'll be talking about the importance of securing your Kubernetes environment and the best practices to do so. So as we all know that Kubernetes is the most popular tool and has revolutionized the way that we deal with containerized applications. However, with increased adoption comes increased risk. Let's look into some of the best practices for securing Kubernetes. So before digging deep into Kubernetes security, let's have a look at its architecture. So this is an overview of its architecture. So there are nodes, which are called as worker machines that run containerized applications. And there are pods, a group of well-known containers that run together on a node. And there are controllers, which are responsible for managing the state of the cluster, which ensures that the desired state matches the actual state. And there's an API server, which is a central control point for the Kubernetes cluster, which is responsible for managing and exposing the Kubernetes API. And there is etcd, which is a distributed key value store that stores configuration data for the cluster. And there's a kubelet. It is an agent that runs on each node and is responsible for managing the containers and communicating with the API server. So this is the overview of architecture for those who are new. So let's start actually by understanding what a Kubernetes attack surface is. So the attack surface actually refers to the various entry points and vulnerabilities that can be exploited by attackers to compromise the security of a Kubernetes cluster. So it is very essential to understand the attack surface to effectively secure a Kubernetes environment. So some key components of the Kubernetes attack surface include the API server, etcd, kubelet, and the various network protocols and interfaces that are used within the cluster. So it is very essential to gain an understanding of all these components and potential vulnerabilities. Security measures can be implemented to protect the cluster by following all this. So I'm talking about the major thing called cloud native security. So this actually deals with the 4 C's, which are called as cloud, container, code, and the cluster. This is the Kubernetes attack surface, which is talking. So I'm currently talking about cloud native security. So talking about the first C that I was referring to, it refers to the cloud security. So actually, there are many ways the cloud is a trusted computing base for a Kubernetes cluster. So if the cloud layer is vulnerable, then there is no guarantee that the components built on top of this base are secure. So each cloud provider, they make some security recommendations for running workloads securely in their environment. So if you're running a Kubernetes cluster on your own hardware or a different cloud provider, you can follow some security best practices suggested by a provider. So I would be discussing about some of the major concerns on the infrastructure security and talking about the cloud security. So the main areas of concerns for Kubernetes infrastructure are network access to API server, network access to nodes, Kubernetes access to cloud provider API, access to etcd, and etcd encryption. So talking about the cluster security, the second C. So the areas of concerns here would be securing the cluster components that are configurable and securing the applications which run in the cluster. And talking about the third C for the container security. So the main areas of concerns for containers would be container vulnerability scanning and OS dependency security, image signing and enforcement, and disallow privileged users. And finally, talking about the fourth C, code security. So application code is one of the primary attack surfaces over which we have the most control. So while securing application code is outside of the Kubernetes security topic, but here are some recommendations to protect application code. So first one would be access over TLS, limiting code ranges of communication, third-party dependency security, static code analysis, and dynamic probing attacks. So, and apart from this, there are all few automated tools that we can run against a service to try some of the well-known service attacks. So this includes SQL injection, CSRF, and XSS. So one of the most popular dynamic analysis tool is the OWASP tool. Hope you all aware of it. And yeah, let's talk about recent security incident, a famous one called Tesla Beach. So it actually happened in August 2021. So it was reported at Tesla that group of hackers have exploited a Kubernetes instance. So by gaining access over the Kubernetes console. So this is a Kubernetes dashboard, which is not password protected previously. So immediate security measures have been implemented by Tesla security team later. They have shut down the containers and other instances. But I think this instead highlights the importance of security and how we should prioritize security across our organizations and the importance of deploying and managing our cloud infrastructure. So talking about cluster setup and hardening. So firstly, let's start with CIS benchmarks. So the Center for Internet Security, this actually develops and publishes benchmarks for various IT systems, including Kubernetes. So CS benchmarks are a set of guidelines that provide organizations with best practices for securing their systems and networks. So these benchmarks are widely accepted and are used by many organizations as a baseline for securing their IT environments. So there is a tool called Kubench, which automates the process of checking whether a Kubernetes cluster is configured according to CIS Kubernetes benchmark. So this tool, it actually scans the Kubernetes cluster and generates a report detailing any configuration issues that do not match the CIS benchmark requirements. I think this is an excellent tool to ensure that our Kubernetes environment is secure and compliant with industry security guidelines. So talking about authentication and authorization, Kubernetes also supports various authentication and authorization mechanisms that includes X509 certificates, basic authentication, OAuth tokens, JWT, etc. And the most important thing is network policies. This is another critical aspect of Kubernetes security. So these network policies allows us to define rules for inbound and outbound network traffic to and from our Kubernetes pods. So by using network policies, you can restrict access to your pods and prevent unauthorized access to sensitive data. Talking about service accounts, this is an important Kubernetes object, which is used for identity of pods within the cluster. So by assigning service accounts to pods, you can control the permissions and access levels for those pods. Upgrading Kubernetes frequently is another crucial step, which helps in keeping a cluster secure and up to date with latest security patches and bug fixes. So as vulnerabilities are discovered and fixed, it's crucial to keep your Kubernetes environment updated to ensure that you're not exposed to any potential security threats. So in summary, by implementing all these measures, So we can significantly improve the security of our Kubernetes environment. Finally, talking about monitoring, logging, and runtime security. So in the context of containerized environments, monitoring, logging, and runtime security are crucial aspects to ensure the stability and security of the applications running within the container. So monitoring enables you to detect any performance issues or errors that occur during the runtime of the container, while logging helps to capture all the necessary information required to debug the application or diagnose any issues that arise. The runtime security is also essential as it provides a layer of protection against various threats, such as unauthorized access, privilege escalation, and code injection. So these can be accomplished by implementing security controllers that monitor and manage the access control. So talking about pod security policies, this is a Kubernetes feature that enables you to define a set of rules that detect the security context under which a pod can run. So this provide a layer of defense against potential security threats by enforcing security measures such as user IDs, app armor profiles, etc. So talking about immutability of containers, one of the significant benefits of containers is the immutability of the containers, so which ensures that the application and its dependencies are kept constant across different environments. This means once a container image is created, it cannot be modified or altered, making it less susceptible to security breaches or attacks. Well, this is all about my presentation today. Hope you all found this informative. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yue. Uh, Thank you for joining me today to explore the topic of being the best of yourself as women in technology. It's a privilege to have this opportunity to share my story and thought with you all. First of all, please allow me to introduce myself. I'm Qianyue Zheng, or you can call me Yue. I'm a quality engineering lead from LexisNexis Solution with over 15 years of software development experience in smart energy meter, telecom, and data service domain. Apart from that, I'm also a mother of two teenager boys. Um, I have been taking a 6 years long career break after I became a mom and returned to work. I know 6 years is not a short period of time. I will talk about more uh, this later. Here are some pictures of me and my family took when my boys stayed in primary school and when we were in Great Wall, China, and a culture evening from the school. And the latest one was took last year in Suez Canal when we were in Egypt. You know how difficult to grab teenager boys to take picture with you. I believe if you got kids, you know how challenging it could be. Yeah. So I also want to introduce you a bit for my company, LexisNexis Risk Solution. So LexisNexis Risk Solution provide customer with solution and decisions tools that combine public and industry-specific content with advanced technology and analysts to assist them in evaluating and predicting risk, enhancing operational efficiency. We provide our solution in many domains, like in petrochemical energy, HR resources, aviation, agriculture, real estate, and many more. So LexisNexis is a warm, inclusive, and supportive place to work. We have many D&I events across the whole year, like Chinese New Year celebration, Diwali celebration. We even have 2 paid care days per year. You can join any preferred charity as you like. Now, let me start to show you my journey. I start my career in China as a C# developer in embedded system. I feel this is a good start point as I got chance to soak deep into software development team and build sound foundation for my future career development. Then after that, I moved to the dark side. I became a QA in manual testing. Then after 2 years, I promoted to a QA lead. Yeah. After I had my first baby, I took a maternity leave to focus more on my baby and my family. At that time, my husband got a job opportunity to come to UK to work. So we, as a whole family, moved along to from China to UK to this totally new environment. Then I got pregnant again for my second one, considering the cost of paying to full day nursery fee, and we decide to let me stay inside the house for a little bit longer till my second one in school. It was not planned to be a 6 years long break at the very beginning, but it eventually added up to this number. Sometime when I was tied up with all of this nappy changing, making baby food stuff, to be honest with you, I did feel exhausted and lost at some point. Oh, what I'm doing here? But the most of the time, I was really happy and enjoying the moment with my boys. So please do not take me wrong. So to make it clear, it's my decision after discuss with my family and my husband, and I'm till now very happy I had made this decision because I have this luxury time to spend with my boys to grow along with them. So when my little one returned to 3 years old, uh, half year before he started school, I felt, okay, it's time for me to return to work. So I took some actions. First of all, I need to warm up myself because I have left for 6 years without working. So I contact my friends and old colleagues who still working in technology like QAs and developers, and got the suggestion from the others. Luckily, my husband is a developer and he kept updating me during that time. So I do not feel a lot left out. So he did help me a lot. I also follow some online courses and resources from Google and YouTube. You can easily find tons of resource and follow to learn. And I noticed on the market at that time, many QA or tester role, JD, they mentioned it's good to have a ISTQB certificate. So I decided, okay, let me start from there. So I did some preparation, and because of the content of this exam still quite fundamental and classic, so it didn't took me a long time. I just prepare for a week, then pass the exam. Then it's also helped me to build up some confidence. Oh, I still know how to test. So after that, I start to also pick up some coding skills and learn how to do automation, because when I left my work 6 years back, there's not many people talking about automation testing. There was a mainly manual testing at that time. So I also took some online courses to follow some automation project, starting from something little. So I got some basic idea how to do automation testing. And after I did all those preparation, I start to looking for some part-time contractor job. Luckily, I got a 6-month contractor role as a developer in test. So it gave me some time to warm up and pick up my confidence. So after I finished this 6 years short-term contractor role, I feel okay. I now got more idea how to do this work, and I still found I can also find a way to balance my work and life. So then I starting to change my role to a full-time QA job, and then keep learning and growing till now as a QA lead. So what and why I want to talk about this topic today? Uh, it's starting a few months ago. One of my direct report come to me. She is a very talented and very self-driven QA. I love her a lot. She come to me to share a very exciting news. She's pregnant. So of course I said, okay, thanks for telling me this. I'm very happy for you. And what's the plan? She, apart from the excitement, she also showed me some of the hesitation or uncertainty during that conversation. She was not very sure will her long maternity leave causing some slow down her career developing pace, or will she feel left out after she not working in the same project for a long time. So I share her my experience, and I told her, okay, this is what I have been through. So because I see you are very talented QA according to what you have done, so you do not need to worry this for now. So as a new mom to be, it at the moment focus on yourself and look after you and your baby. It's the more important thing. You do not worry this tension, etc. But as a QA lead and a mother of two teenagers, balancing work and life could be a very challenging task. I've been seeing many women in technology return after maternity leave. Sometimes they need time to get familiar with what they used to be doing every day. I did see some unconfidence and not certainty, and sometimes struggle even. So to me, I think we should bring this awareness, and we should give more support as we can to help them to get this rider less bumpier. I hope my story can provide a little strength and inspiration to those women who are going through the similar situation as I had. Here, I want to also share some tips by help. So the first one, keep learning. Uh, as we working in technology, this is a very natural part of our daily life to learn new things and keep updating what happening. So I think it's just everybody. And the second one is maintain your professional network. For example, keep updating your LinkedIn and try to involve in more events to meet new people, to understand what also happening in this industry, and also seeking for mentor and support from those one. So I have been involved in my company's Women in Technology pairing scheme for, I think this year, the second year. So I have been very lucky to pair with two very excellent mentor. They gave me tons of useful suggestions, and it benefits my day-to-day managing work as well. So the third tip I want to mention here is set a realistic expectation. Be realistic about what you can achieve in a period of time. Do not be too aggressive, too ambitious to, oh, I want to do this tomorrow. It's not realistic. Set things little by little, then to avoid burnout and keep you motivated. And also prioritize your work and life responsibility. The last one I want to share is knowing you are not alone, because you you do not need to take all of this all on your shoulder. You can always seeking for support from your teams and your loved ones. Work-wise, you can seeking support and help from your team, your manager, your mentor, your team. Life-wise, from your family, your friends, your the other half. I think it, I think it's a very natural things. We think, okay, I just take more. I can do it. It's a good thing, but sometimes to speak out, you need help. So I believe this is all I want to share today. Thank you, Harika, and I think I need to pass to Natasha. Next one.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Natasha Patel, and I'm going to talk about culture and opportunities and initiatives we have at LexisNexis Risk Solutions. Yeah, just a brief overview about what is LexisNexis. LexisNexis is a leading global provider for data-enabled workflow solutions in different sectors for different professionals, like in legal, risk management, government, healthcare, accounting, and farming as well. And LexisNexis is operating and providing their services to different customers in more than 175 countries, and we have got employees more than 10,000 worldwide. So that was a short description what we are and who we are. About myself, I'm a senior developer at LexisNexis since 2019, and I've got a degree in Masters of Computer Applications. Little bit more into detail for myself. I finished my studies from India and moved to UK, I think almost 15 years back. And then before I started my software job as a software developer, I did 4 year extra job, just trying to settle in the different country and learning the pronunciations in here. But yeah, I found my first job as a software developer, and since then I'm working in different softwares like logistics software, accounting, farming softwares, where like order management in a big scale, lots of different sectors, which is the good thing about the technology. Being in the technology, you can select different fields. So yeah, I have learned so many different modern technologies during my experience throughout these years. Little bit about software development. It's like as a software developer, what has been expected from you. It's like as you mentioned, yeah, always keep yourself familiar with the constantly evolving modern technology. You need to make sure that you are up to date with what is happening in the technology you are working in. You don't have to have a knowledge for every single technologies, but mainly when you're working and where your interests are, and then accepting new challenges, requirements, adapting them quickly and comfortably, I would say. You don't have to there are lots of things where you feel like, oh, I can't do that. You have to trust in yourself and learn them and keep yourself up to date. There are lots of materials out there and lots of courses there. One more thing, is software development is not about like always writing the coding or doing a testing or anything only like that. It requires all the different skills, like how you can build a team, how you can lead a team, uh, how you work with different skilled people in a team, how you communicate, and how you can work in agile environment, and a lot more. Also, it's not always exciting as every other job. You will have lots of challenges during your career. You will make mistake and you will learn it from it, and then you grow stronger from that. So that's like brief review about software development as a software developer. So a little bit more about my company where I work is LexisNexis, what we have included in as a culture, what is there, and how it is how all the employees are being included in there. So one thing is diversity and inclusion and equality. So how we have as an employee, how you can be in have more knowledge about these things, which are sometimes there are lots of online conferences, virtual webinars and seminars being held by company, where you get to participate in that and learn about the diversity and inclusion, how it affects your day-to-day life, how unconsciously you can affect other people's in your work environment. Sometimes you don't know, and so this kind of webinars and virtual events can help you to understand more and help each other during the team. Also, there are lots of different events being held, like team building exercises, mental health awareness webinars, where you have got like a dedicated person where you can go and talk to them, and they will help you about any mental health awareness you need to be done, or if you have any problem, you can talk to them. They don't have to be your line manager. They are dedicated persons, which you get a list and emails everything on from your HR and everything. Then also we have different programs that we like recognizing individuals and also as a whole team for their contributions. Like every month, whole team from whole LexisNexis will be recognized for that contribution during that month. There's some also recognizing individuals as well as an individual, what they have contributed towards the team and to that project and how they helped others. Also, there is a culture about like fostering culture of inclusivity, like how you can include everyone in that. It's like sometimes unconsciously you exclude somebody, not thinking of it. Those kind of things is making you aware. There are lots of seminars, as I said, so lots of material you can go through that, and you can see that how the way you behave will help other people to feel included. And also this one of the things, next one is kind of linked to that, like embracing mistakes and to build a learning culture. Like when I say by embracing the mistakes, like, there's no blame culture. We don't blame anyone for a mistake, but we accept the mistakes and try to learn from them and build a like learning culture. It's like one kind of inclusivity. It's like, oh yeah, you make so no blame culture or nothing like that. So moving to that, next one, we have got like lots of charities events as employee or employees you can do. We have got lots of charity or events being held in your local office, overall the company, then volunteering opportunities, well-being events. Then sometimes, as you mentioned, we got 2 care days where you can work for your choice of charities, like you can spend 2 days and help them in a year. Then also different fundraising events, if there's any global crisis and any different countries or anything, it doesn't have to be any country, you can help them. Those kind of events being held, charity events, where you can participate and help in the way you want to. So that's it. Next, those were about general things. The other one is most important to us is as well career development. So what opportunities or what is available here to develop your career? So as a woman, you are in the technology, and we have got a family, you need a balance between the family and your work life. The good thing about IT, keep mentioning it, is like flexibility. You can work in different, you got lots of choices, which sector you want to work. You want to work in like retail, you want to work in accounting, banking, or anything like farming. As I work for a farming software. There's lots of opportunity wherever your interest is, and because the thing is technology is everywhere. So that's the main thing, is the flexibility. So flexibility with the work, being LexisNexis being like a global worldwide organization which has got different sectors. It is involved in different sectors. So we've got lots of opportunity to go in your interest of the sector and get to work there. Also, in here we have got a like mentoring program to develop your skills, to find your strength, that where you are good at it. Sometimes you don't have enough confidence in some sectors, so you can find a suitable mentor, and you can have one-to-ones where they help you. Like say for example, you don't have a confidence to speak between 10 or 12 people or more than 12 people, then you can have a help to how to build up your confidence, how to discover your strength, and those kind of things by using the mentoring program. Also, to develop your skills, there are lots of training available, regular webinars, and then lots of course materials and online courses are suggested for you via Pluralsight, and company can recommend that, and those can be done as within a team by talking to your line managers. So how can you move forward, or how you can grow, help to grow your career in here in the LexisNexis? So like every year you get like a keys development plans, like what personal objective you want to develop for this year. You set these goals at the beginning of the year, and with your manager, and then those goals align with your personal interest and the business as well. And then by setting up these goals, if there is any training available for you to develop those skills, you can ask for that. It will be provided to you depending on the situations. And then this progress of your KPIs is regularly monitored, like every monthly, and if there are any changes, If you need any more help, it is available there, or guidance, and all these things are available for you. And as last is a career opportunities, there are like, being a part of this huge organization, there are lots of opportunities every day available there. You get emails that look, this job is available here, and in this sector, all the, so you can always have lots of opportunity here, also as a career development as well. And like, you can refer your friends and how good, like what opportunities available, those kind of things. So that's what involves in the career development at LexisNexis. There will be more there, more than what I have talked, but that's from me. I hope Sarah will take it over from here for any questions and answers.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, ladies. All of those talks were so interesting, really insightful. I hope everybody watching along has got loads of questions. I can see so many questions that have come in. So thank you so much, and keep putting them into the Q&A box in your control panel. So let's kick off with a question for Harika. What are the most common security threats to Kubernetes clusters? And then how can you protect your cluster from these threats? Oh, if you put yourself on off mute. There we go.
So the main thing to protect our Kubernetes cluster would be implementing RBAC, I would say, so role-based access control, and implementing core security policies and proper networking policies. So these are the major things that we need to set up while provisioning a cluster. Yeah, and also securing a Kubernetes dashboard is a major thing. So as I discussed during the security incident that I've told, so protecting your passwords for the Kubernetes console, that will be the major security threat. So protecting password will be the major thing here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope that answers your question. Question for Yue then. What were some of the challenges you faced during your career break?
Thanks, Ra, and thanks for the question. So talking about challenges when I was in my career break, it will be how to keep the confidence to telling myself, this is for short-term plan. I will not doing this forever. I will return one day. So I think that the main challenge was you still need to allocate yourself some time apart from my purely housewife work. I still need to allocate certain amount of time per day or per week. I need to give myself opportunity to learn and keep updating. It's the biggest challenge at that time. Thank you. I hope this answered the question.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to kind of dig in a bit deeper on that, do you have any tips for staying motivated? Because obviously you were going through a period of learning new skills or kind of maintaining your skills over that time. How did you keep yourself motivated?
Okay, thanks for the question again. So I think it's a very natural thing because I would say try something you are also interested in. It's if you're starting from something very aggressive, big goal, it's hard to keep yourself motivated and self-driven. But rather than something small, you can easily see the return in a short period of time. It will be much more easier. So I gave one example because at that time we live quite close to a bus stop. So every time when we about to take the bus, we need to check on the apps. So how many minutes we going to wait. So my husband, as I said, he's a developer. At that time, he calling the TFL API to show to done a apps on our home tablet to show how the countdown of the bus coming. So at that time he did that apps. So he asked me, oh, do you have time to do a quick testing? So of course, I love to finding defects from what my husband has done. So this my natural thing. So I starting to find and found, okay, this is not working at some combination, etc. It's everything happened naturally. But I would say, do not set something massive. It's hard to achieve. Starting from something little, then when you feel, okay, I feel I can do it. When you build up small confidence and building up, then you know, okay, maybe I should try the next step a little bit further. So when you slowly building up your confidence, and then you keep it upgoing to a good way. So yeah,
Fantastic.
that's it.
Take it one step at a time. I like that.
Yeah,
I think that's really important.
exactly.
For sure.
Thanks, Sarah.
Fantastic. Okay, one for Natasha then. How can employees get involved with the company's charitable giving program?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a nice questions, and thanks for that. In the company, we got like lots of charity events being organized. Since the COVID, everything gone online. When if everyone has noticed that, or we have got all these virtual webinars and virtual events being held, so you can easily participate in those events. You get regular emails from the company that this charity event has been held. You can participate online. As we mentioned, we've got care days. So like in our local office, which is based in Norwich, UK, I think last week we had a charity care days we organized as all the members from the local office, and we organized a day where everyone will use that care day and help the local charitable organization, which is maintaining and helping to conserve the local habitats in the local woods. So yeah, our team went there and helped all day to them clear out and clear the paths and other bits there. So that's kind of events being held, and you are open to invite. You can get regular emails, notifications about anything being held, making aware that look, this is, and all constantly that this is happening. Do you want to take a part? Please take a part if you're free, or arrange something. So yeah, you constantly get to know that what is happening, and if it works for you, you are like welcome to go and take a part in that. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think it's so nice as well to kind of diversify your work, right? And
Exactly.
spend time doing something else. So
yeah, and it's kind of one kind of team building exercise as well. The like a whole team, local team, like took a part and helped that local charity all day. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Another part of it is seeing your team do other things and kind of build the relationships there. Oh, fantastic. Sounds great. So we've got a couple of questions that are quite sort of similar, asking about how to kind of get started with Kubernetes, seeing themselves being in interviews where previously, they might not have enough Kubernetes skills. So what maybe resources or tips do you have to get started in Kubernetes? Harika, that probably you're the best one for this.
Yeah. I would suggest going to the official documentation of the Kubernetes to get a solid fundamental knowledge on it. So other than that, I would suggest practicing it on various cloud sandboxes or by installing the Minikube just to start with. And there are certain trainers which are officially suggested by the Kubernetes and the Linux Foundation. There are certain training sites like Cloud Guru and Core Cloud. I think they would be the good start, like to start with. So, and again, I focus on practice. So practice is the one and is the key.
Practice, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. And actually, there's another question to take it kind of back even further, I guess. What is the best way to get started in software development in general? Natasha, I don't know if you had some thoughts on this.
Yes, yeah, sure. Why not? So yeah, if you want to come into software development, it means you are interested in software development and you want to learn something. And programming language or something. So first, I would say, if you're not coming from computer academically, you haven't learned through your college GCSEs or anything like that, learn a programming language. First, yeah, learn the programming language which interests you most, and by that, look in the market, what are the latest technologies available in that language, that side of area, what are the your goals and interest in that, how learn that, make a portfolio about that, and yeah, that's where to start from. And then once you start it, you can always, that software development is a thing that where you always learn new things, and it doesn't have to be sit home and learn. Find a job as a beginning level, and then you will always learn while working. So this is constant. It's not like even after 9 or 10 years of experience in the software, I'm still learning. There is always learning. So my advice is find your interest in which side of technology. There are lots of technologies out there. Find the interest in software development, which language you want to go, C#, front end, back end, database, or which side. Pick your interest and learn that language, and yeah, start from there.
Sounds good. Yeah, to see what else is out there, see what interests you, and then just start basically.
Exactly. Yes.
Fantastic. Yue, we've got a couple of questions about managing your time. Kind of, I know we spoke about motivation, but how did you find the time to balance like gaining these new skills while also having a life as well outside of work? Have you got any tips on that?
Thanks for the question. Yeah, I think this is another big challenge to me, because when I was a pure housewife, as most of the housewives do, I do shopping, I do school run, I even got allotment. So I got 2 boys, so you can imagine how my daily life it is. But you, as I said in my presentation, always do remember, do not take everything within yourself. You got people can help you. So luckily at that time, my husband, after he off work, after we got all the kids fed and bathed, pushed them to bed, I believe everyone got time. You can watch YouTube or Netflix, you can check your social media, etc. So you got some, at least half an hour, 1 hour of your own time. So I'm not saying you sacrifice all your entertainment and enjoying life, but it's also starting from something smaller. If you say, okay, as I was to plan, I want to go back to the test does work. So what happened on the market? So I came to know, okay, the people now following agile development practice. So I come to know, let me figure out what is agile. So I set myself a time. So I want to understand how agile runs in a month. So I starting to search and break me down some topic, and there's so many resources you can follow. So some of the very big courses, then you allocate your time. Today, I starting from the first basic concept, maybe half an hour. Then tomorrow, I come back to check myself. Have I really understand of them? So after that, next time you can say, okay, I spend my next half an hour to do some more further investigation. So it's just back to what I said, start from a small chunk, little by little, building up your things. So as I said, you got time to watch Netflix, YouTube. You also got time to learn something. It's maybe even 5 minutes per day. You starting from there. When you get familiar, next time 10 minutes a day, then half an hour per day. Within a few months, you see significantly achievement you can make. You will be surprised. So this is what I would like to share. Thanks, Sarah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right there in terms of we all do have time, you just have to make the time, right? And if you start small so it's not too daunting, then that's probably the best way to progress. Fantastic. Harika, we've got a couple more Kubernetes focused questions. So one of them was about the key steps to securing Kubernetes workloads. What would you say are the key steps there?
I would say proper scaling measures, proper node sizes, like proper node size, proper scaling measures, and implementing horizontal for the scaling, and usage of admission controllers. Yeah, I think these would be the key steps.
Perfect. Perfect. And what about the latest trends in Kubernetes security? What have you seen that's really hot at the moment?
I think there are a lot of automation tools actually which helps in monitoring, and yeah, like Kubench I've spoken earlier. So it helps in scanning the cluster with the latest benchmarks that we have, and yeah, I would say that explore the monitoring techniques, explore the latest uh, tools that we have like Datadog, and yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. There's the best thing about tech, right? Is it's always changing. There's always new trends, new things to learn.
Yeah.
So
Actually, there are a lot of monitoring tools that we are getting in, like monitoring in the like considering monitoring of containers, monitoring of applications, monitoring of cloud. So we have various things like just start with implementing something into the application, and yeah, it will go good from there.
amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. Natasha, let's come back to you. What about, so you spoke about kind of life at LexisNexis Risk Solutions. What are the opportunities available for career progression within the company?
Yes, sure. Yeah. So in the LexisNexis, as I say, like when you start at the, like say for example, you start. I will talk about the development role as well, because you start as a junior developer or senior developer, and then as I said, that every year you get to set up your career goal plan, key development plan, and key development plan is for your personal development, it's your personal objectives, which in somehow aligns the business as well. But there is an opportunity that you can progress in your career and also the skill development. So you can use those opportunities during when you're setting the KPIs. That okay, I want to. After doing a senior software development role for a few years, I want to go as in like a principal development role as a principal developer, or I can go into managing side of that. So in what you can do is like in the development plan, when you're setting this development plans with your manager, at line manager at the beginning of the year, you can set those objectives and work towards those objectives during the year, and that will help to progress into your career further as well. So those kind of opportunities you can get there.
Fantastic. Lots of communication and seeing
Yeah.
what else is out there. Just keep.
Yeah, and sharing your interest with your manager. This is the and also it's not only one way, because you can get from the other side as well, from the other table, that okay, this can be happening if are you interested in this side of things. Like, are you interested in managing, or are you interested in further like as a develop architecture, or that kind of role? So it's up to the personal interest, and also that then you can focus on that directions. And there is a help available there, as I said in my presentation, that there is trainings available there, lots of resources nowadays online available to improve your skills. And yeah.
Fantastic. Let's have one final question then. I'm not sure Yue or potentially Harika could be good to answer this one. It's about kind of pivoting your career. I know obviously Yue, you mentioned that you kind of went to the dark side and went to QA. But yeah, how would you suggest someone who maybe comes from a software engineering background, how would they be able to pivot into cybersecurity, for example?
I can take that, Sarah. Thank you. So I think that's similar to what Natasha just replied before, because even we talking about working in technology, people will first come to think, oh, developer, this is maybe the strongest image you can think for the first time. But do remember we got many others opportunity and roles in technology. So for example, I moved from developer to tester, whatever you call tester, QA and QE, they're doing the same thing, finding bugs. But apart from that, do remember we got app support, we got people doing DevOps, we got people doing business analyst, we got people doing managers. They're all involving in our day-to-day developing teams role. So it's not just saying you need to be excellent at coding, etc. You can only work in technology. It's not like that. We also need people come to bring different mindsets to make this team keep working. So me, myself, last year, I helped one of my direct report. She moved from a QA role to a business analyst role. So she came to me to say, oh, Yue, I have been working as a QA role for 3 years. Now I want to try something else. I want to see if I can do in business analyst. As her manager, I've helped to say, okay, cool. Of course. So we come to discuss what's the next step you want to develop this part of skill, and is it any opportunity within the company, because we got a lot of open opportunity across the team. We would like to get people to try new things out. And I also, in few years back, I got one of the developer. He moved to security team. So and one of the support guy now in a project manager. We got a lot of this case happening in our company. So first of all, find out which area you want to devote yourself in. Then seeking for support. Do remember, as I said, you are not alone. Of course, you can reach out to your manager and seeking for support and come together to do some plan with you. I hope this answered the question, Sarah.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds really good. Thank you so much to all of our speakers. Unfortunately, we are out of time now, but thank you so much as well to everyone who posted a question. Apologies that we didn't get to get to all of them, but thank you so much for watching. Just to remind everyone, as Shui did a little bit there, the team at LexisNexis Risk Solutions are actively hiring right now. So as a follow-up, we will provide a link for their career page where you can find the whole list of open positions, as well as more information about their benefits and more life at LexisNexis. So if you're interested in career opportunities with LexisNexis Risk Solutions, please register via the form in the email that we'll send you, and we will come back to you. So thank you everybody for watching, and thank you again to our wonderful speakers. That was a really interesting session.